this year. Some stuff from this year is carried over from last year, some of our base favorites, which excites me a lot because there's a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed putting into our renovations last year and talking to people and clients about what to include in their properties, particularly when it comes to, you know, I'm all about selling property and creating properties that sell for more and all that kind of stuff. So particularly about attracting the broader market. Now, one thing we have to be careful of is that coming into winter, you will look at home magazines and they will be all excited with winter warmth and colour. You'll see deeper colours on the walls. You'll see deeper coloured furniture. You'll see a lot of terracotta, which is lovely, and all those kind of faded shades of terracotta, pinks and beige tones of terracotta. Really, really nice. But if you are preparing a property to appeal to the wider market, there is nothing wrong with the colour white and shades thereof white. When I say white, I don't mean stark white, I mean shades of white. If you missed the session I did on choosing the perfect colour white, a white that works, then jump back into the Mums and Dads Renovators and Decorators group or find me on YouTube and you'll see that segment where I suggest specific colours. But truthfully, guys, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So white works. It's still really popular, still relevant for today. It appeals to the masses. Our job is to get the most amount of people interested in buying our property. It looks fresh. It makes rooms feel larger, light, clean and bright. Therefore, a property attracts interest and you can really get someone to feel themselves in that property or feel or imagine themselves living in that property, imagine their family being there. They just get all the feels, right? It allows you to accessorize with color. So while winter is coming, or if winter is coming, or if summer is coming, you can accessorize with all the colors of spring, summer, winter. White is just a really beautiful neutral palette, a really nice base for you to add your own flair. It means that if buyers are looking at your property, they can imagine their own furniture there much more easily than if you had a wall, a very, very strong shade or color. So yeah, white's still in, guys, so feel free to use white. Hi, Alina. Hi, Wendy. Okay, round. Round is everywhere. Everything has rounded edges. If you're building from scratch, what's your build cost? Round costs more. So be careful about how much you decide to apply to your property. I've got designers saying to me, hey guys, put in round benches here and round kitchen this and round. So just be careful, it adds up. It's much more expensive for builders to do round than it is to do square. So, you know, put it where it's really visible, where people really notice. Furniture, these curly wall lounges and chairs and round coffee tables are in. Walls, inside and out. Again, when you round off your walls, everything becomes a little bit more complicated, even furnishing those inner or outer spaces. So just be careful about how much you decide to put everywhere. But you'll see round a lot. You'll see round externally, and you'll see rounded balconies. I see a whole lot of unit blocks being built locally here at Cronulla, and they've all got these round soft edges. They'll be in for a while. If large developers are spending money creating that look and that feel, they'll be around for a while. They'll be market acceptable for a while. Vanities, the same thing. Vanities with rounded corners. Arched or round mirrors. You can find these really cheap at Kmart, at IKEA. Mirrors are probably the first round-edged thing, the first softer things and accompanying basins that started to hit the marketplace. And then it, you know, it began with the walls and internals of showers and external walls and balconies, etc. Pot plants, rounded pot plants. Everyone's thrown out their old square ones. Square, to me, screams hard and modern and is a little bit more dated. Nice big fat rounded lamps, think 1970s, and rounded steps. Bench tops too. So my tip of the day is, when you're designing your house, incorporate some of these things, but not everywhere. If you add round everywhere, just like I said, your place is going to cost you a fortune to build. So things that people really notice, perhaps a kitchen bench top or your great big island bench, maybe do your rounded edges there and, you know, a soft round. I saw a gorgeous semicircle round table the other day that was an extension of a kitchen bench top. I thought it was beautiful rather than just extending out in a square form. So these pictures are straight from Instagram. They're from Becky Owens in the States. You'll see, you know, when you start to really pull apart people's photos on Instagram, you'll see how much round stuff is incorporated these days. So the pot, the edges of that seat there are soft and round. The ornaments, again, the pot base, round lamps, round lights, round lampshades, round pendants, round the end of the curtain rail there is round. So when you really start to look, you will see how much these designers are incorporating into their homes that have round, soft edges. These stairs here, rounded off. You'll see decks that are rounded. You'll see arches everywhere. Lampshades. These old urns that are coming back. I remember the Tuscan urns from, I think it was 1990s. I had a couple of Tuscan urns. Well, they're back. They're back. They're just different colours. Certainly not the old yellow Tuscan vibe. Really start to look at what is going into people's bathrooms. You'll see there an arched mirror. You'll see the round taps. These are pictures from the stables. You'll see the rounded sides there on the vanity, the curved edges there, the curved semicircle or circle basins, the same with here. Notice gold and brass is still big, round light, round mirror or oval mirrors. So we are looking at a whole lot of softer edges, rounded toilets, not that toilets they can be a little bit squarer than that, the more modern vibe toilets, but obviously some parts have got to be round because our bottoms are round. There you go, guys. Just start to, you know, when you flick through the magazines, instead of just flicking through and getting a whole vibe, start to really look at what people are putting in places and understand the difference that this year brings compared to last year, even the round door handle there. So start to take notice and go vertical. Tiles, subway tiles. If you are really accustomed to laying your subway tiles in the ordinary brick style, the ordinary traditional brick style, which is fine in the right place, but consider just popping them in a vertical pattern. If you really want to bring stuff that you have in your back shed into the here and now, just think like leftover subway tiles from a job and you're going to use it in your next renovation, think about using them in a different pattern. Kit Kat tiles, they're in. Look at this shower here with this rounded back wall and this rounded wall as you enter into the shower from Finabode. So, you know, round, it's just a lot of round soft corners happening. Guys, just be careful of your spend. Pick and choose your places. It's not a big deal for a tiler to tile a rounded wall like that. Not a big deal, but it is the big deal in forming up the framework. And it also is a bigger deal for the poor tiler cutting the floor tiles. Much trickier for him there. So, you know, where you win, you lose. You're going to have to introduce some of this to get the here and now vibe into your place, but just pick and choose your battles. Brass and gold, yes, still in, guys. You saw back in the bathrooms I just showed you then, brass taps, gold doorknobs. Love these in laundries, just a little brass hanging rod. Brass adds warmth, particularly if you're going to stick to some of your whites and neutrals, then brass and gold really create warmth. Look at the arch here in this cupboard door. It's just a lot of round, soft edges coming in. Something like that is also a more economical way of adding that, you know, arch feel or a round feel if you've got a traditionally square space. The beauty of something like that too is if you get sick of it in 5 or 10 years, you can switch out the doors. So VJ board, yeah, it's popular. Whenever you're doing something vertical, you're actually elongating the look of your room. You're making your ceilings appear higher as well. So take notice of your room. If it's really, really tiny, you might not want to lay everything vertically, but it's certainly on trend at the moment. Internal and external. So there you go. So there's some more VJ. Here's your arched mirrors, round lights, rounded basins there, a nice round ornament, like so much round stuff going on right now. Arches, I predicted arches were going to come in a big way since I bought this house in 2013. And I noticed that in most American TV shows, including the Kardashians, they were all in these homes that had this beautiful Hispanic background, that had these arches, and that more people were incorporating them into their modern homes. So arches, yes, they are in. If you're buying a house with an arch in it already, a renovation special, a project to do, think twice before knocking it out. Don't go in there with the 5-year-old mindset of, oh, we're going to square off all those arches to make this house more modern. You might be able to save your money, keep your arches here and there where they're suitable. Of course, open up your kitchen and family rooms and dining, etc., but square them off where you need to, keep them where you can, and save your money. You know, if you don't have to get a gyprocker or a builder or do it yourself to square off an arch, then you can spend your time and money somewhere else. And I really think that while they're in, you might as well play them up. Same as things like painted bricks. While they're in, off you go and start to use some of these things that are in right now. So yes, natural stone, texture and neutrals. It continues into this year and I can't see it stopping in the near future. So the beauty of that as renovators is it's not too hard to get these looks to work. You don't have to be an interior designer like the people that I've showcased here, these from Adair's, Catherine Heritage from the Stables. Like, these are designer projects. They've been put together by professionals, but you don't have to be a professional to get this look very, very easily with neutrals. You can't go too far wrong. You can't make too many mistakes. Just mix and match and blend, and you'll just create a beautiful space that's right on trend for this year. So thanks everyone for joining me. If you ever want to book a call, you can do that. You can do it at renovateandrealestate.com.au/call if you're thinking about doing a project, or if you want to know whether working with me is a good fit for you, then certainly book your call. Other than that, I'll see you in the Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators Facebook group. Catch you next week. Bye, guys.